Alright, so guys, it's early. Still waking up. I mean, a half-eaten burrito already. Some water, soup beet. And yeah, we're gonna kind of take you a little bit through my day. What I'm eating pre-run here. We're gonna eat basically a little over an hour after I eat this breakfast, and then for lunch, whatever. I'll take you guys through that. But then we're also gonna do some shoe reviews. So I'm gonna go through my lineup. We'll go through part of my lineup today, and then go through the kind of workout and like faster part today. More of the trainers and slower, easy run, long run kind of shoes. Another day or next time. Yeah, so we got a Evolve burrito. It's just they just spell it love backwards. So I guess it's evil, not evolve. Yeah, evil, but it's like love. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but rice and bean burrito, pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna put some beta alanine in my water. It's just something I do throughout the day to maintain a better muscle pH. I kind of started doing this over the winter, about halfway through the winter. I don't know if I can necessarily tell much of a difference just because when I started, it was just easier, and so I was already feeling good. It's not like all of a sudden I was like, oh, I feel so much better. This winter, I did start being able to go faster on my easy runs with while maintaining the same heart rate. So, maybe that's that helping, but it could also just be me getting faster too. So, yeah. So I got this burrito. I'll make a protein shake. I'm probably gonna do like coffee kind of protein shake, which I'll walk you guys through in a sec. But yeah, that's about it for right now, and then we'll roll into the shoes. I think we're gonna go through the Streak Fly, Alpha Fly, then we'll go through kind of the spikes. So I'll go through the last 3 spikes I've worn as well. So we'll do the Mamba, Victory, and the Dragonfly. Victory being the new Victory 2, not the older one that most people are probably way more familiar with. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this, and I'll see y'all in a sec. All right. Whoa, wrong way. Collagen peptides for the protein. It's different than whey, and you get whey when you drink milk and eating meat and all that stuff. So I need to kind of get a different type of protein that I feel like I don't get as much of. So now I use a bottle blender, especially with the collagen peptides. They don't mix as well as a whey protein does. There we go. And so I always feel like I need a little bit more, something to mix it. It always gets stuck on a fork or a spoon when I'm mixing too. So the little bottle blender thing gets it mixed up way better. So yeah, I always do about 16 ounces of milk. You can see that. Sheesh, that's a good angle right there. Yeah, oh my gosh. And then scoop got buried. I always do 2 scoops. Sometimes I'll do 2 of these a day. Sometimes morning, sometimes at night, sometimes both. So 2 solid scoops. I don't know if you could even see it from there. And then I'm going to mix this. These are unflavored as well, so you can put it in more things. It's interesting. You can actually put it in soup. If you're having something that just doesn't have meat, toss a scoop in or something. Get that protein in. Peep the McFarlane USA shirt. Got it from Chili Pepper. One of the guys who was not an actor, but an actual one of the, or maybe he was I don't know. I think it was one who was the story it's actually based on. was there and like selling them was like $20. I had to cop. Whoa, the foam always goes all the way to the top. Like, look at that. When the drink's like down here. Anyways, the next secret ingredient is gonna be a double espresso shot. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll also put like chocolate syrup in. Um, so yeah, just gonna use the Nespresso. If I'm making like just coffee, I'll brew my own. But for just a little espresso, you're only gonna get a little bit of that flavor. You're not gonna be able to tell how quality coffee is, whatever. It's perfect. It's great. So yeah, let this thing brew up and then pour it in, and we're gonna do that chocolate syrup now. Let me grab it. Alright, so I honestly eyeball this every time. We're just gonna that's probably good. I mean, there's a decent amount there in the bottom, so call that good. Now let's just wait on that espresso. Pour it in, mix it back up, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It is. So I got this just espresso going in. Ooh. Now rinse this back out. So yeah, then, like I said, simply just throw this puppy back on. Shake it up. Basically, until there's like nothing there on the bottom. That's kind of what I go off of. Like, you can see that the good amount of protein powder there kind of stuck on there because I let it sit. I don't know. I haven't really found like one best way to do it. I like to always keep my finger on there. I don't know. I don't trust it sometimes. I always think it's gonna like come off. Probably won't. But yeah, there's like nothing on the bottom anymore. It's looks pretty mixed up now, so that's good. Like it tastes just like a mocha. You don't, like I said, the protein powder is flavorless. It still has like a flavor, like a protein, but kind of like tastes like protein. Like it has a flavor, but it's not chocolate or vanilla or anything. Um, it's good. Don't taste it in this. I put it once in like plain black coffee. Tasted it. It was weird. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was weird. Um, but so yeah, get the protein powder. 2 scoops is I want to say like 18 grams of protein, and then the milk. Or no, it's like 22, and then the milk is like 20. So like it's really close to the same there. Coffee doesn't have any protein. Chocolate syrup doesn't have any. But then you get a little bit of carbs and that caffeine from the coffee. So that's basically my breakfast for today. We'll go ahead and roll into some shoes while I'm kind of chilling, waiting for that food to digest and get all those nutrients so I can go run. So yeah. Shoot, my bad guys, missed it. I was just on the phone. Anyways, first up, got a streak fly. Already Gary Gribbles, caught them there. Do have a size 7 still, so pull up if you size 7. We have one. That's it. But yeah, so worn them definitely. It's been a great shoe. We're gonna do these all pretty much the same way. Start the laces and work all the way down to the outsole. I need to take a shower, bro. I need to fix his hair, but after I run, honestly. Anyways, laces on streak fly, so they're garbage. They don't stay tied. See, my first run in them I did was kind of more of like just like an up tempo kind of um, easy run, kind of like a mid to long kind of run, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, these laces suck though. That's just honest truth. Um, Now, just want to double knot some, might stay tied, but double knotting still can come untied. I tuck them into the other laces here after I tie them. Haven't had any issues since then, but that first run, I think I had to retie my shoes like 2 times, and I was like, okay, I'm tucking them. I'm done messing with this. Upper's great. Um, I mean, all of Nike's uppers right now are really nice. Really breathable, to where I can feel it basically through my socks even. Now, most times I wear this shoe. In fact, I want to say every time I've worn this shoe outside, I have been sockless because I've been doing like a 200-meter workout, or what I did yesterday, a 300-meter workout. So it's going to be, at least for me, right, a workout shoe. Um, I was thinking generally faster paced workout, but after yesterday, I don't know. And I'll get to that when we get to the midsole, because that's where the reasoning comes in. But the upper, amazing, breathable, thin, light, not stretchy, but I think that makes it a little bit more structured. I think they have a little bit too much almost um, material here. Now, for someone who has a wider foot, that's going to be nice, but for me, it kind of bunches up a little bit. And you can even see, though, on like product models or like when you're shopping online, it has a picture of it. We can almost see that it kind of has a bump even there, too. Like how this one kind of comes up a little right there. But it's nothing that bugs me. It's just something that I feel like they could have cut. I think maybe a little weight, but yeah, that's just an observation. Then they also have this thing on the heel. It's a little tab that comes up, and sometimes for me it flips down. And it has like a little Easter egg of like the finish line. So I don't know if it's supposed to be flipped down. Is it supposed to come up? Like I don't know. But yeah, the tongue. It's nice. Has a little bit of padding. Nothing that I mean I necessarily notice. And then really light material down under the laces. Whoa, dropped on the computer. Which is really nice. Tongue feels good. Pretty wide too, to where it kind of hugs um, your foot, which is nice. Some tongues are just too narrow, and I don't know, it just feels a little weird. So great upper there, great tongue, midsole, full Zoom X, no carbon plate, just a carbon shank, which doesn't do anything except for add a little bit of stability. It's only in the midfoot. It's not going to be like bending or anything like that. Let me say it feels good. I think about how I'm going to say this. Perfect, easy day shoe. If you want to pick up the pace a little bit, if you're going to be going like, let's say normally you go 6:30, you're going to go 6 flat because you're feeling good, whatever. Great shoe for that. If you have the money to, or the connections to get a couple pairs, get a pair for them. Those long runs where you have like a progressive run or easy run, just because you want a faster shoe. Like it's a great shoe for that because the Zoom X is so cushioned and so responsive. You're gonna feel great on that easy run, even long into those miles. And I think that's honestly probably where the shoe shines best. If I'm gonna be honest, running the 200s. I'm wrong. 200s I did victory, which we'll get to, but running the 300s yesterday, shoe felt very bouncy, meaning when I kind of got to where I was really trying to get that like forward lean and really get that momentum going forward because I was getting tired, the shoe was like bouncing me up and kind of making me stand upright, which I guess is probably more efficient, but made it kind of take my focus off of running and made me feel more tired. It just, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a 5K, 10K racer. It's not a 800-meter pace workout shoe. So there is that. It's definitely not made for that pace necessarily. Um, but because the stack height basically was just a little big for that. Um, but all in all, I mean, it's a really good midsole, very bouncy. It's ZoomX, right? If you ran in the Invincible, this shoe is basically a lighter version of the Invincible with less stack height, less aggressive heel to toe drop. It feels great, but it feels just like the New Balance Fuel Cell. And if you like the New Balance Fuel Cell, $50 cheaper. So it's like, is weight worth $50? I don't necessarily know the science or whatever on which one's more responsive, but on feet, they feel the same. This was 160 and hard to get. Fuel Cell is 110. It is kind of hard to get now because it's an older model, but should be coming out with a newer one soon. Plus, then you can also get a carbon plated version of like that exact same shoe going to the RC. Fuel Cell RC. You can't really do that with this. You have to go to a Vaporfly, which is quite frankly a pretty different shoe, different upper, different stack height, different heel to toe drop, stuff like that. So, you know, but I mean, if that's something that doesn't really bother you, then, if anything, having a variety of different heel to toe drops can be positive. So, but yeah, then let's move to the outsole with the rubber here. It's really similar to like what's on the Alpha Fly as far as like the squishy kind of outsole. But it's actually seems more durable, a little rougher, or not rougher, but harder than what's on the Alpha Fly. Because there's like no damage on this at all. Maybe a little bit up in the like toes, really pushing off there. You can see a little blackening on the foam, and a little bit of degrading on it too. But I mean, that's to be expected, right? And then in the heel, even harder, more durable foam. A little bit of wear from wearing it on the treadmill once. But I mean, treadmills are just sandpaper for shoes, so that's to be expected. All in all, great shoe. Arguably the best tempo shoe on the market. Um, I would say arguably the best long run shoe on the market, depending on how long your long run is, I guess. You may want, something with a little more like personal preference or whatever, but yeah, let's head into this next one. All right, the Alpha. What's up? Start the laces, best laces on the market. These like ribbed laces, whatever they're called. Amazing, dude. For Alpha Flies and like definitely spiking up, I still tuck my spikes in. Really, actually, sometimes Alpha Flies I don't, but if I'm doing a workout, I definitely would tuck my spikes in. Just the last thing I want is for a spike to come off, like a shoe to come off or whatever. But these are insane, dude. Don't come untied ever. Best laces in the market. 10 out of 10 laces. Go copy pair Alpha Flies just because the laces. No, still great laces. Upper amazing, super light, way better upper than the Street Fly. However, Street Fly probably is a little bit more durable. But like this upper, bro, you can see through it, dude. That's crazy. Um, they thicken it up in spots where it needs to be, the heel and stuff. So it's great. The kind of tongue, there's technically no tongue, right? It's all connected. But this material is so stretchy that's gonna fit pretty much every foot, which is super nice. But then it also makes it even breathable, more breathable for the bigger the foot that you have. I mean, look how much that stretches. That's crazy. Yeah, and then there's still a little bit of padding even in there, just from having extra material. So great upper. Pull tabs are great, really actually in good spots too to really get that foot in there. Really well thought out shoe. Mid sole full Zoom X. But I gotta say, I think that the Zoom X here in the heel is a lot firmer Zoom X than what's up here and in the forefoot. Just a thought. Someone tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if I'm right, if you know. But like feeling it feels way different. Then obviously we have that carbon plate that runs throughout. And then the two air zoom units, here and here. See them there. Yeah, also see that carbon plate right there. ZoomX foam feels great. Super squishy, super bouncy. Ran a 3 mile tempo this week. Ran 16:36. It was icy, so I was slipping around quite a bit on like the ice. I had to like slow down at a couple turns because of that and whatnot. But still, I mean, I felt amazing. Like it didn't even feel like a tempo. I finished that, and I was like chilling. Like, dang, let's do another. Not quite that good, but you get the point. ZoomX does its job. Carbon plate feels amazing, and I actually really like the Air Zoom units because they kind of give you that extra bounce on your forefoot, kind of that feeling of going forward. It really complements the carbon plate, and then the ZoomX complements the Air Zoom unit, so it all kind of complements each other. I think they could have maybe incorporated the Air Zoom units a little bit better, be a little bit more seamless. You can kind of feel at different height when you're on them because they don't squish as much as the ZoomX around it. So maybe shaping it a little different or whatever to make it feel a little bit more seamless when you're in kind of that transition, when you're but yeah, amazing midsole area with the carbon plate and air units and whatnot. Outsole have, like I mentioned a little earlier with the Streakfly, a soft rubber that almost adds cushion. Not sure if it's necessarily responsive though. Feels, pretty responsive. It's pretty squishy for rubber and whatnot. Wears a little fast. There's already a little bit of wear in the forefoot. Nothing too bad. I'm trying to think. I did wear these on a treadmill once, maybe twice for workouts. So there is that too. But Brandon at majority outside, not on a track. But yeah, holding up pretty good. I think I have about 60 miles on these right now. And then in the heels, the same deal as a Streakfly, that harder kind of rubber. But I think still even a little softer than Streakfly. So both these is kind of the same deal, the outsole, but slightly softer than what's on the Streakfly. Because there is a little bit of wear on the Alphafly and the heel. I think from the treadmill. But great shoe, probably my favorite trainer right now. Haven't worn it for anything short. I've worn it for longer workouts like that tempo and some easy runs, kind of when I wanted to go faster, like progressive type stuff. Amazing shoe. I love this. Let's hop into that last one. Sorry, I gotta grab it. The Victory. I decided I wasn't gonna show the Mamba or the Dragonfly, but the Mamba. I'll talk a little bit about it. Generic EVA foam with a spike plate. Does have a really nice, breathable, and kind of lets the water in and out for steeple kind of upper, and that full kind of plastic spike plate, so you don't slip on steeples. But pretty generic besides those two, the upper and the spike plate and the heel. Mamba, great. I think stack height is a little too high for like the mile. I think it's fine. It definitely works. But it kind of gets to where it's almost like the what's it called, Streakfly, where it's like almost so high that it's like you're bouncing up. And that could just be for my stride and whatnot, but that's kind of what I feel. Plus, it is a 5K, 10K spike, right? Isn't that what it's made for? Correct me, I'm probably wrong. Honestly, I am probably wrong. This, though, is more of that 1,500 meter spike. I think, we've seen people, D1 Nats, running the Victory in the 3K. So what's wrong with a high school 3,200? I know it's a little slower on the men's side, right? Quite a bit slower, but for what the women are running, it's not too far off. There were definitely some women running the Victory. So food for thought. We'll do this the same way we're doing the other ones. I gotta be careful where I put these. I'm not trying to scratch up the counter. All right, laces, same as the Alphafly. Best laces on the market, ribbed, amazing, love them. This upper material, we talked about looking through the Alphafly. Next level. This is insane. Like, how is that possible to still hold up? It's crazy. Again, going thicker where it needs to be, kind of in the heel a little bit. Kept that kind of hole that the Victory's always had. Don't know what the purpose is. It makes it maybe a little lighter. Keyword maybe. Um, Tongue very wide, which is awesome. And they keep the kind of that thin material, but it's a little thicker because it's about the same as 4-foot. But yeah, a little bit of like rubbery plastic stuff kind of on the edges too. Which is definitely gonna help durability because that's kind of a spot that's gonna be a little bit more vulnerable. And the most exciting part of this shoe compared to the Dragonfly is this mid sole area, right? So from the 4-foot back to the heel, you got that Zoom X. They use it to kind of build a little bit of arch support in there a little bit. Nothing crazy though. And you don't feel it too much. You do feel it a little bit walking around, right? When you're kind of walking, you feel it on the heel, but you don't feel it a whole lot when running. Personally, what I felt, just don't know it's there, right? It's not really something you're focusing on when you're running a race or a workout. Because I ran in these for a 1500, 800, last 2 reps of the 300s yesterday, and for a 200-meter workout. Felt amazing. That 200-meter workout really felt like kind of the bend in the plate and kind of being propelled forward. Didn't really notice the Zoom X. And then yesterday, though, and I'll get to this in a sec. Or actually, no, I just lead this into the next thing is the carbon plate. Yesterday, I could really feel kind of the curve in the carbon plate for some reason. Like it was almost less of feeling it bend, but more of like I could feel the curve that was already in there. Something interesting, but love the carbon plate. Feel it. I kind of say that the difference between the Victory and the Dragonfly is the Dragonfly, you feel that Zoom X. You have the plate, but you feel the Zoom X. And then the Victory is you feel the carbon plate. Yeah, you have a little bit of that Zoom X, but you really feel that plate. And then in the 4-foot, you have the 2 air zoom units. You have the bigger one here under the big toe, and then the smaller one kind of on the outside of the foot. Those you do feel a little bit too. You kind of have almost like the Alphafly, but I think that's what I was talking about. Where I was like, I want them to kind of incorporate it a little better. On the Alphafly, it's basically just 2 circular pods, and it kind of feels awkward, like they kind of made that shape and then put it in the shoe. Versus this, they made the shoe and then put the air beam units in. And I think it incorporated it way better. Feels way more natural, to where you almost don't feel it, but you definitely feel the pop. And by don't feel it, I mean like you don't feel the imbalance from the Zoom X and whatnot, even though there's these huge like air holes basically. And you kind of get it sneaked in. This would be an acrylic plate that goes halfway a little bit when that foot bends on that midfoot or 4-foot. I mean, you do get a little bit of resistance from that too, which is going to add to that kind of carbon propulsive feel. That leads me to the spike plate. The 2 little spots in the heel, plastic, hold up well. A lot of exposed Zoom X, which exposed Zoom X usually doesn't really work too well, but it's holding up fine so far. And then the spike plate, plastic. It's a spike plate, I guess, right? Kind of that generic, just going around, but the shoe itself is way more ergonomically shaped. So you kind of have the 2, then in the 4-foot, and another 4. Pretty normal, I guess. Right there. But this is probably my favorite spike I've ever ran in. Now, haven't ran the Dragonfly for track. I wore it for cross country, and I was impressed so much by it on cross country. But I just think this is a better track spike. I mean, you can't tell me that this doesn't have enough cushion on it because of how spikes were 2 years ago, or however long. When the old Victory was literally nothing. I mean, look at the Mamba now. People run that for the 3K steeple, and that has less cushion than this. So why would this not be able to be used 3K? Only reason I could think would be maybe the shape of that carbon plate just isn't going to be efficient for that kind of stride and that pace. But even then, it's like, is it? I don't know. Tell me if you know. Tell me. Maybe I am wrong on that. Yeah, that's the review of the victories, alpha flies, and streak flies. Let me know you guys' thoughts, your opinions, if you have the same ones, or um, what shoe what super shoe I should cop.